Hello friends, this is Stimulating Science. Now we are going to learn about the lesson Plant Kingdom. Before going deep into the lesson Plant Kingdom, let us see the five kingdom classification which was proposed by Whittaker. Whittaker proposed his five kingdom classification on the year 1969. The five kingdom classification includes these five kingdoms named Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Now we are going to see the classifications within the angiosperms. As we already know, Plantae is divided into algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. We are going to see about the classifications within the angiosperms. So the classification within the angiosperms include the artificial, natural, and the phylogenetic classifications. So artificial was given by Carolus Linnaeus, and what he used as a tool for classification is that he considered both vegetative and reproductive features for classification. For example, he took the habit, color, number, and shape of leaves, and he also took sometimes the androecium structure. That's very important. Which the question will come like this: which system of classification includes androecium structure? So the answer is artificial. So what is the problem for this artificial classification is that it was only using morphology as a tool for classification, which actually can separate closely related species by a very large distance. So the next system was natural system of classification, which is proposed by Bentham and Hooker. They took both external and internal structural consideration to classify the living organisms. Another system which was better than both of these was proposed by Thaktojan and Hutchinson, named the phylogenetic classification. It actually included evolutionary relationship, and so what actually happened was the ancestors were actually found out for many species, and the ancestors and the currently existing species were put together in a taxon. And suppose we use phylogenetics as a mode of classification, and we found out that some plants do not have fossils. And what are we going to do? Are we going to shift back to artificial and natural? Of course not, because they have defects. So it is this time where three other taxonomy types of taxonomy comes into play. The first one being Situ Taxonomy, where cytological information is considered and the species are classified based on it. Example, in Situ Taxonomy, we take in account of the cell structure and chromosome number. The second thing is numerical taxonomy, which is very, very special, and it's very important also. So why it's important? Let's see what it does first. It is a mode of classification which actually is based on the computers. Okay, so since it's a computer, we can actually compare hundreds of characters of two different species at the same time, so come into conclusion whether it belongs to the same taxon or same family or phylum or even division. We can easily join them into groups, right? So numerical taxonomy plays a vital role in classification. The second thing is chemotaxonomy. Third thing is chemotaxonomy. Chemotaxonomy is based on chemical constituents. Okay, for example, caffeine and some other chemicals are actually being identified in the cell, and the cell is classified according to the chemical constituents. One important thing that we need to remember, the DNA study comes in chemotaxonomy and not in Situ Taxonomy, because most of the students get confused here, because cyto means cell structure means DNA, but actually chemotaxonomy only includes DNA study. How to remember this is that DNA is nothing but adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine, which are nothing but chemical constituents of DNA. So, of course, DNA study must come in chemotaxonomy and not in cytotaxonomy. Thank you, friends.